Good evening, everybody. You can probably tell by the way I speak that I'm a college professor. And back when I lived in Russia, one weekend in 2001, I found myself home alone and thinking, I enjoy being alone. I'm a self-sufficient introvert, and I felt happy. But then I thought, who am I kidding? I don't really enjoy being alone. I'm just uncomfortable around people. And I felt unhappy. Back then, my mood often switched from euphoria to depression. I published my first book when before I was 30 years old, and I was extremely happy for a week. I thought everybody must admire me. I'm the youngest author in the history of our Department of History. But then I thought, who cares if I published a book? I have the smallest salary in the history of our Department of History. And my department chair, Boris, dislikes me. And it always made me feel unhappy when somebody disliked me. That's when I came with a self-research project that I titled The Study of Dislikable Me. I created a table with 5 columns where I listed all people I knew and some animals by the way they made me feel. I called the first column True Love and put there only one name, Eli, which was the name of my girlfriend's dog. Eli always made me feel unconditionally loved. Everybody, I really loved Eli. And I titled the last column, the 5th column, Enemies, and also put there one name, Boris, which was the name of my department chair, a man with ugly, wrinkled face. I disliked Boris so much that I sometimes thought, I can't believe God created Boris in his own image. What a wonderful world it would be with fewer Borises and more Elis in it. So I started my research with the first column with Eli, a white, cute cockapoo. Every time I would visit my girlfriend's apartment, Eli would run toward me, wiggling his fluffy tail, and it always made me happy that someone was so excited to see me at my girlfriend's apartment. But a couple of minutes later, Eli would always lose interest in me and indifferently walk away. And it always happened so suddenly that made me think, did I do something wrong? And analyzing Eli's behavior, I recalled how when I was a kid, I always got excited when my parents had guests, because I thought that guests supposed to bring me presents. And I was upset when they didn't. This explains Eli's behavior too, I thought. I always forget bringing him treats. And he probably thinks, you moron, would it hurt you to bring me a treat? And that's how I discovered the root of my problem. I was putting thoughts into a dog's head. Well, there would be no way for me to really know what the dog was thinking. More importantly, I was putting judgmental thoughts in the dog's head and made myself unhappy. I applied that new discovery to everybody in the table, starting with the second column that I called Lovables, and listed there my girlfriend, my friends, and my parents. And one by one, I analyzed how I put thoughts into people's heads and how I made myself feel miserable about it. It was a humbling self-research, and I thought, who do I think I am? A whole spreadsheet of people and animals to constantly think about me and judge me. So finally, I was able to analyze the last column, enemies, with Boris, the evil, wrinkled man. And I remembered how I learned about Boris's hostility toward me through an older colleague of mine, Yuri, who was Boris's rival for department chair position. And Yuri told me kind of arrogantly, I want to warn you, young man, that our department chair is making unflattering comments behind your back. I said, I knew it. He's probably plotting to fire me. I suspected Yuri was not my big fan either. And that's why I put him in the fourth column, which I called ill-wishers. But while analyzing Yuri, I realized that he probably didn't care about me positively or negatively, and I moved him into third column, which was the longest one, that I called indifference. And while researching the last column with Boris, I couldn't find any evidence of Boris's hostility. Couldn't find that he ever said anything that I witnessed or heard personally. And I decided also to move him into ill-wishers column until I find evidence of his hostility. Instead of finding evidence, however, next day I ran into Boris at the department. I surprised myself by saying, hi. And Boris surprised me by saying, we need to talk, young man, about your promotion because you just published a book. And for the first time, standing close to Boris, I observed that his wrinkles actually make him look kinder and wiser. I'm still not sure how that happened. My self-flattering theory is that my self-research made me appear kinder, and Boris subconsciously sensed it and also was kinder. My unflattering theory is that I only imagined Boris being hostile and ugly, while in reality he always stayed friendly and handsome. My self-research had a practical outcome, and I stopped being uncomfortable around people anymore since then. And I also always brought treats for Eli as kind of thank you for helping me to resolve my issue. And sometimes I even brought treats for Boris and Yuri.